Hi, and welcome back to 2 Minutes with the VA. This video is actually in response to an email conversation I had with a client. Not about that client's wonderful, but she sent me a link to an article, and it was talking about how to utilize a virtual assistant. And I thought, oh, this is going to be interesting. I mean, I consider myself a virtual assistant. I also have virtual assistants that are on my team that I work with every single day. So I was kind of excited to see, what they were going to talk about. But it ended up being almost offensive, I think. It starts out talking about your virtual assistant can be $10 an hour. Nah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not working for 10 bucks an hour. I have a skill, and there's a reason why people hire me. And I think it mentioned overseas too. Again, I don't know. I prefer, the language barrier is a really big problem for me. I've actually tried it in the past years ago, and it's kind of a nightmare because they don't understand what you're talking about, and I sent them my sample QuickBooks file to see what they would do with it. So, they don't know what all the restaurants are, and apparently didn't know how to use Google to find out. So they made kind of a mess. And then I asked them to do something else. It was some minor little personal assisting thing, and they messed that all up too because they didn't understand. Aside from that, though, the list he made was like a really long, detailed list of what I want you to do, how I want you to do it, and when I want you to do it. Which, in my opinion, almost moves into the employee field and out of the independent contractor field, but one of those things. But I was wondering how much time it took him to do that and how much time he's spending overseeing what his virtual assistant is doing. For me, I have virtual assistants that basically are only my personal assistant. They handle all my calendaring, all that stuff. So when I give them something, it's like, here, make this work. And it's their job to figure out how to do it, when they want to do it, and, how they're going to do it, basically. It saves me time. I don't have to do the research. I'm not looking over their shoulder. I know if I give it to them, it's done. So I'm wondering if this guy's really spending really saving any money with all the time and effort that he's put into it. I also wonder how effective his virtual assistant is. So for those of you out there who are thinking about hiring a virtual assistant, keep in mind, you want to be able to take a project, give it to your virtual assistant, and say, make this happen. We do a Google Maps project for a couple of clients. And, if they had to tell us exactly what to do, they may as well do it themselves. It's easier to say, I need these plotted, with this, this, and this, go for it. And, that's what we do. We hand it back to them. It's perfect. There may be a tweak or two, but generally it's, what it is. So yeah, so don't waste your time. If you're hiring a virtual assistant, there's a reason you're hiring a virtual assistant. Usually it's so that you can put the time and effort into your own business, and get away from doing all that, extra stuff that you don't need to be doing. You need to let us do our job and not hover. All right? You guys have a good